Changes at work or my workflow at work. How do I react with a late diagnosed autistic brain with ADHD? If one of my routines or my workflow or like a responsibility of mine has changed at work, my first reaction is internal panic. First, my brain goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I can think about 10,000 different things that I have to change or I have to fix or I have to update. And then I have 10,000 questions that I need to ask that I need to know all the information about. The second thing is when I start to work through that panic and I start to get comfortable with that new idea, that new routine, that new workflow, whatever it is, I've got to really verbal process with it. I've got to sit with it. I've got to think it out loud with a good colleague, a good friend, somebody that I can kind of like think things through. A lot of that thinking through comes with a lot of questions and a lot of things that we then need to problem solve for or things we need to anticipate for or what about types of things. I try to capture that as much as I can. I try to think about what those things are so that I can write them down so I can chase them, or else it becomes really overwhelming. But if I try to capture it or navigate it or think out loud with somebody and start to document all that thinking, that sort of helps reduce my overwhelm. The next thing is if it's something new, if it's a new routine, a new responsibility at work, or a new program or something that I don't really feel like I have a lot of knowledge about, internally my brain is starting to think, God, I feel stupid. I feel like an idiot. I don't feel like I know anything. So what I do to counter that is I then ask everybody who knows everything about that thing as many questions as I possibly can to learn, to understand every conceivable angle on that thing. I need to know it like I've known it my whole life. And the second I become an expert on that thing, I now want to be able to play it back. Then I want to be able to explain it to somebody else. Explain it in the most simplistic way that other people can understand. But I try to do so to make something accessible or make something simple or make something achievable for others. Only then do I feel like I've got it. And I'm always wondering, I'm always getting curious about what else is it about that thing I don't know? What don't I know? But specifically so that I can rely on myself for doing what needs to be done with that thing, and I can help bring other people along. Because the more information that we share, the more accessible we can make things, the more we can help people understand, and the more information we can share, the better our working relationship is going to be with everybody.